Most Cricket World Cup wins, Australia 5. Australia have an outstanding history in the Cricket World Cup. In the 11 World Cups held so far, they have won the tournament on 5 occasions, including 3 consecutive wins between 1999 to 2007. They also hold the World Cup record for most match wins, 62, and highest win percentage of 75%. Despite the recent controversy surrounding the reigning champions, they will go into next year's tournament with confidence in the knowledge that history is on their side. Highest successful run chase, Ireland v England, 2011, 329-7. England's game against Ireland at the 2011 Cricket World Cup went down as one of all-time classic games. Kevin O'Brien hit the fastest century in Cricket World Cup history as Ireland pulled off an astonishing victory over England in Bangalore. His 113 off 63 balls helped Ireland recover from 111-5 to overhaul their target of 328 with 5 balls to spare, making this the highest successful run chase ever at a World Cup. Highest team score, Australia v Afghanistan, 2015, 417-6. At the 2015 Cricket World Cup, Australia produced a stunning performance to thrash Afghanistan in a record-breaking game. Maxwell smashed 88 from 45 balls to propel Australia to 417-6. Other records tumbled, as Australia then went on to bowl Afghanistan out for just 142 in reply. The margin of victory was 275 runs, the highest ever recorded at a World Cup. Individual batting records. Most runs scored at the Cricket World Cup, Sachin Tendulkar 2,278. No player has scored more runs at the Cricket World Cup than Sachin Tendulkar, or even come close for that matter. He scored 2,278 runs at the tournament, more than 500 more than his nearest rival at an average of 56.95. His highest score at the World Cup came against Namibia in 2003 when he hit 152, but it was his runs in the 2011 World Cup which inspired India to glory. India will be hoping Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli and company can emulate the little master in 2019. Fastest double century, Chris Gayle v Zimbabwe, 2015, 138 balls. West Indies opener Chris Gayle hit the fastest double century in World Cup history in their victory over Zimbabwe in 2015. Gayle went on to hit a total of 16 sixes and 147 balls before he was out for 215 off the last delivery of his side's innings. The stand of 372 with Marlon Samuels was also a record partnership for any OD wicket. West Indies amassed 372-2 from their 50 overs, and went on to beat Zimbabwe by 73 runs D/L. Most sixes scored at the Cricket World Cup, Abe de Villiers and Chris Gayle 37. The record for the most sixes hit at a World Cup is shared between Abe de Villiers and Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle hit 26 of these sixes in the last World Cup in 2015, most of which were scored in his record-breaking innings against Zimbabwe. With Abe de Villiers announcing his retirement, it has provided Chris Gayle the opportunity to break the record for himself in the 2019 Cricket World Cup. Individual bowling records. Most wickets taken at the Cricket World Cup, Glenn McGrath 71. He lifted the trophy 3 times and took more wickets than anyone else in the history of the tournament. It's fair to say Glenn McGrath had a huge impact at the Cricket World Cup. Between his debut at the tournament in 1996 and his final appearance in 2007, McGrath claimed 71 wickets in 39 games. He may have been nearing the end of his career, but his most prolific World Cup came in 2007. His 26 wickets were a tournament best for most wickets at a single edition of the World Cup. Most wickets in consecutive balls, Lasith Malinga v South Africa, 2007, 4. Sri Lanka v South Africa went down as one of the all-time classic World Cup games at the 2007 Cricket World Cup. South Africa looked to be cruising to victory, needing just 4 more runs at 206-5, before Sri Lanka's Lasith Malinga set a new World Cup record with 4 wickets from 4 balls. Nevertheless, South Africa held their nerve to scrape home by 1 wicket.